But first, we need to do our redemption episode, or was it really that bad? Or was it good? I just only saw it when I was 5. I forget the new name.
Was it only good because I was 5?
This is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. You guys know Chitty Chitty Bang Bang because the song has been made fun of by many people, including Family Guy. It's actually a pretty good song. Here's
Family Guy's come out swinging with a couple of songs.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and say what Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is about, if you haven't seen it in a while, is it's Mary Poppins, but if Mary Poppins was a car.
No, it's Mary Poppins, but if Mary Poppins said no and they cast someone else.
That's it. Well, no, you know who they cast? They cast Julie Andrews. They cast... Julie Andrews did say no,
anyway.
and they cast her replacement from My Fair Lady on Broadway. That is a true story. This girl looks just like Julie Andrews. Anyway, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is the name of a car, I think. The movie opens. It's a musical. The movie opens really, really fun, if I'm honest with you. It was like Ford versus Ferrari, but in 1968. It was really cool. So it opens with all these Grand Prix footage. I'm guessing it was all made for this movie. This movie lost a lot of money.
In the dark,
yes, it was.
Like 2001, right? The silence and the car noises.
I was creeped out. There was a lot of car noises at first, and I was like, what the fuck happened to my visual? So they go to like, I don't know, let's just say France, 1906 Grand Prix. And then they show all these little cars racing. Germany from 1907 Grand Prix. Britain, 1908 Grand Prix. So there's all these car chase sequences. And then the movie opens, and it turns out that Dick Van Dyke is basically Belle's father from Beauty and the Beast. He's this crazy, wacky inventor with 2 kids that just run around and almost die every day.
Sorry. I'm going to stop you for a second. We point out this was written by Ian Fleming, the same guy that wrote James Bond.
Wait, hold on a second. It wasn't
was
just
produced
written
by Broccoli.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys saw who adapted the screenplay, though, right?
Yeah, Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. Of fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the BFG.
And you can tell exactly when his work fucking kicks in. I can tell you that.
He was not the original screenwriter. Oh, wait, hold on. Come on, we got to set this up for people. We've got to set this up. We've got to set this up for people.
Yeah.
So these children, we don't know they're Dick Van Dyke's children yet. They love playing around this old car shop or this old shop or whatever. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck is going on. They're playing around at this shop, and they really like this car, and the car gets sold for scraps or whatever. And the kids go home to their dad, who it turns out to be his Dick Van Dyke, to tell him that, oh, you have to buy our car, which is really expensive, so that we can play in the car, because they skip school.
So they're like cutters. Kids today, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And on the way home, they're running in the road because they're little nincompoop kids. And a woman who's in a she's in a very, very nice dress. She rides her car into a swamp, which, by the way, I don't know what she was complaining about, because that backed out of the swamp really, really well. So anyway, she was complaining that the kids were in the way and they weren't in school, and so she insists on seeing their father, and they fall in love over the course of 2 hours and 25 minutes, the longest movie musical that I've ever seen.
That's not movie time either. That is that's real time.
I saw that in dog years. Anyway, I was like, this is 8.5. Anyway,
I mean, okay, look,
the movie's fun. Anyway, first impressions. Go ahead.
I love the set design. Like, I love the. You can see the love
about the technical elements.
You can see the love that went into this production design, and like they don't make sets like that anymore. Fuck you, John.
They don't. You're right. It was fucking amazing.
It was like every single place they went that wasn't an established location was like built with love. Cool. And
not with love. This was with non-union labor, Dave. This was not built with love. That's the only way they made this movie for $10 million. Okay,
but also like
they destroyed 75 cars before this movie started. Okay, this was not with love,
dude. I've ridden in one of these cars. I rode in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when I was a kid.
Do you know who owns Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Do you know who owns it now? Do you know who owns it now?
Peter Jackson owns it. One of them now. But yeah, like a guy about 10 miles outside my hometown of Wingham, New South Wales, Australia. Owned one of these and took me for a ride in it when I was a kid. It was amazing. It was great. I'd seen the movie, and there's the fucking car, and I'm going for a ride. And it was magical.
Did you notice how long the movie was when you were a child and you saw this movie?
I did not. I didn't notice how long the movie was when I was a child, because when you're a child, let's face it, time has different meaning.
No meaning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love the set design, and like I'm appreciating this as an adult who's seen the movie as a kid. And also, I'm sorry, Dick Van Dyke, man. Does that man not ever make a fantastic entrance?
Yeah, his entrances are awesome.
And also he has this like unique ability to overact but make it completely natural.
Sorry, I gotta just pipe in here for a second. I saw an Instagram video the other day, and it was Dick Van Dyke today, and this woman was like twerking around him, and he's so ancient, and he was just sitting there like watching her with that smile on his face. He was just like digging it.
Thanks, John. That's a great input. Back to you, Dave.
Wow. No, I'm just like, he is, and it was funny because I was like, what is it about him? And my wife put her finger right on the button. It was like, he's a joyful performer. He loves to perform.
I mean, dude, he is a true song and dance man.
Yeah.
That we don't use that term much anymore. Hugh Jackman might be the last one alive, but like Dick Van Dyke comes from like a different period, dude. That vaudeville period. He cut his teeth watching Gene Kelly come up and stuff. Like he's
Buster
a different
Keaton.
kind of actor.
He loved.
I'll tell you what,
this
start, like, ironically, given the 3 movies we covered tonight, this movie starts in complete black.
Yeah.
With just the sound of revving engines, and I had flashbacks to both 2001 and Bullet, which I'd seen before.
Me too.
I was like, fuck, yeah.
You know what's funny about this movie is, I don't know what you guys remember of it other than the songs, which, by the way, I don't know if you remember this, but the song Chitty Chitty Bang Bang drops a fucking beat before it starts. I was listening, and it was basically like the engine revving turned into a beat. And it was like,
well, no, the name Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I literally was like, what is this fucking beat that is getting dropped?
It's based on the name of the cars. They were Chitty Bang Bang.
It was fucking hot. Yeah, but it was in time. It was good. Yeah. That was good shit. Anyway, they also sang the song 17 times throughout the course of the movie.
Too many times.
The same song. It's
still
not a reprise.
Not even a good song.
Okay. They sang it 17 times during the movie, but still less than they used "Live and Let Die" during that Bond film.
True.
If our bar is "Live and Let Die," we're in a dangerous position.
Wait, hold on. Let's get back. Shout out to our fans that listen to our "Live and Let Die" segment. Anyway, I literally I didn't have it written, but I took some notes because I thought I was about to give an impassioned speech about how, John, I know you and I both agree. We are not ashamed to say we have bachelors of fine arts degrees in musical theater, theater to be specific. But we are also both very hard on movie musicals, which is not customary in our age group. So especially in these older films, I'm very hard on movie musicals and these whole things. Honestly, American in Paris, just release it as a dance. Like, seriously, that dance sequence is the whole movie. We don't need anything else. Anyway.
I don't have a BFA. I've just toured 20-something musicals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dave is a lot of work in music. Yeah, I'm not sure tripping it. But all I'm saying is I was ready to give, because Dave, what you said about Dick Van Dyke, where it's like, he's so crazy, but it works. It's still real. That you have to do that in musical. I literally was about to give an impassioned speech about how what movie musicals do wrong every single time is they try to preach realism on the screen. Nobody in real life sings. No. So it's like the one thing we know about musicals is they sing their thoughts. And the one thing we know about realism is that people don't sing their thoughts. So that contradicts itself 100% of the time. And movie musicals fall into it every single time. And the ones that don't, Wizard of Oz, is not in realism. The Sound of Music is sort of in realism, but it's also in this heightened ethereal. There's more going on than just real life. There's more going on. So it's like the perfect blend of that. But don't even get me started on other movie musicals that try to figure this out. Chicago is the best contemporary example.
Absolutely.
Because it's shows within shows. She's always performing her thoughts. She's not just
singing
them
in real life. That ruined the stage show for me.
It's amazing. Cabaret gets away with it too. It does the same thing. Even West Side Story, it's on a stage. Even though they're pretending to be in the Upper West Side, it's on a stage. This movie starts out and there's an overture, but not an opening number, because the movie is about the kids and the car. It's not about the singing and the dancing like Grease 2, where they just open with a number because they're a musical, and you're like, what the fuck,
do not
man?
Bring that
exactly
fucking thing up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so his first song, when he finally sings, it's like he earned it. And then somewhere about halfway through, every 10 seconds, there's a new fucking song in this movie. And all of a sudden it becomes 17 hours long. And you're like, get me out of here. Because it's like, I know that the songs are great selling points for everybody, but you have to care about the story. I can't imagine rewatching this movie. And there was some really good stuff in here that kept me really entertained. And I hope I never see it again. That's my speech.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, for me, this movie has what so many films these days are missing, and that's just a big old fucking heart.
Yeah.
You can feel the heart in this movie. granted, in the middle, it kind of takes a dive and then you come back towards the end. But, like, it's just fun to watch. It's fun to rewatch. I saw this in the cinema when it came out. I was like 5. Right. I'm not kidding. That's why we renamed the segment. But I watched it again. It was like I was almost 5 again.
It's
and
true.
I really sat back and enjoyed it. And it has so many really good messages. Like, it's okay to fail and try again and stuff like that. And it's okay to...
Dave, oh my God, I see the gush. It's okay to fail and try again?
Yeah, it's okay to fail and try again.
I'm pretty sure I've seen every single one.
No, but like Disney doesn't do that. Okay, shut up. All right, yeah. But yeah.
Disney, that's all they do.
The inventor, let's say, the inventor trope, like Disney owns that, right?
Yeah, that's their trope.
They invented the inventor trope. I kept thinking the same thing. The whole time I was watching this, I kept thinking 2 things that I wanted to ask you guys. First, I remember saying to myself, I would love to watch this with my kids if I ever had children.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's really inventive. I had a lot of fun. I laughed. A lot of the comedy that I laughed at is my favorite kind of comedy that I appreciated.
I wrote down one that I know you're going to like. We'll talk about it later. I wrote down one that I know you
really like physical, ridiculous, just over the top, stupid stuff, just like really physical comedy. The second thing I was thinking was, I'm not sure what's a bigger acid trip, 2001 or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang 2.
Yeah.
This was insane, dude. This was insane.
You could zone out for 2 minutes and all of a sudden they're in Bulgaria. And you can sit there and go, when did we get here? And I don't know the answer. I don't know.
Anytime you invoke Roald Dahl, we don't know where the acid trip starts.
Yeah, Dave.
I think my favorite part is when, with no previous justification, the car has taken off. They have fallen off a cliff. First of all, how different would this movie be if they plummeted to their fucking deaths at the end of Act 1?
I'd be a lot fucking shorter, that's for sure.
The car takes off. And it's flying. And you're like, okay, this is what I came to see this movie for. This car's finally fucking flying. It only took a whole act to get there. And then it's in the middle of the night. Sorry. It's in the middle of the night. Kids are asleep. She looks at him and she says, do you know where we are? He says, for no previous justification. This has not happened at all. There's been no hint of this. He says, you know what? I don't. But I think we're in pretty good hands. I think Chitty knows where to go.
Yeah.
They haven't even hinted at the fact that this car has a mind of its own.
Yeah, this is not Kirby Fully Loaded. This is not Thomas the Tank Engine or Daniel Tiger. All of a sudden he's like, Chitty knows where to go. Like I just bought a Volkswagen Tiguan. If I went off a cliff and flew, I would not sit there and go, I knew it. I knew.
I mean, why the fuck would you drive off a cliff to begin with?
My favorite piece of trivia on this movie, I'm looking at some IMDb trivia, is that Dick Van Dyke was smoking 40 cigarettes a day and struggled with some of the dance numbers.
Yeah, shit. Did they have no idea?
Okay, no, that was the Me Old Bamboo number, which you I
know you could tell, dude.
You may recognize from Family Guy, which did a parody called A Bag of Weed.
Bag of weed and a bag of weed and a bag of weed.
Yeah.
Shapoopy's from Music Man.
Shapoopy's from Music Man, yeah.
They do
but I'll tell you what though, like Dick Van Dyke, at that point he'd been diagnosed with arthritis through his body.
Yeah.
If I tried to dance like that, my testicles would be around my ears.
I mean, it was incredible, dude. Like, only a master could do that. And his raggedy,
I would cause myself some serious fucking damage.
His toy performance at the end was great. He's still
he's the only one that could be that toy and also look like he can drink with Sinatra. You know what I mean?
He was in the middle of alcoholism during this movie, but like seriously, like even,
around
like,
kids, and the director kept cursing at the kids, and he kept telling the director stuff.
Mary Poppins Returns. He's still busting out a fucking move, and the guy apparently is riddled with arthritis. Like, what do we think? He's magical.
He is magic.
What do you think? I for one, I respect his choice to not even attempt an English accent this time, because
it was in his contract that he said, "I will accept this as long as I don't have to do an English accent."
Hey,
shout out to Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins.
So I respect that, but let's start. All right, so let's get real here for a second. Let's try to redeem this. Sherman and Sherman, the brothers who worked at Disney for a lot of their career.
They wrote Mary Poppins in the Jungle Book.
This this did not work for me. If I'm being totally honest with you, this I agree with you, Jeff. Yeah, fuck it.
Some things did. I had fun at some parts, but
there were some moments that good. I don't even think there was an entire song that really worked for me. There was a whole lot of, as I said to Jeff last week, we were talking about catching up on Grease too. Whenever musicals get into that place of we're here and we're singing, and isn't that enough? It just makes me uncomfortable. And I feel
the answer is no.
Yeah, 80% of the numbers in this musical were only sung because it was a musical. And I still had, even within those not great songs, I still laughed a decent amount. Yeah. There were still some really funny performances.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it took away from it. It was almost a shame because I thought Roald Dahl's adaptation was awesome.
Apparently that was rewritten, but yeah.
Wait, say that again, Dave?
You really what?
Apparently that was rewritten by the director. He claims that he rewrote the entire script.
The entire script, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody, it's probably Lionel Jeffries, the guy who wrote the book. Somebody fucking loves cars.
Yeah.
And that was I know,
they probably watched
obvious,
Bullet,
but like it almost kind of took away from it a little bit because I felt like this movie was trying to get me in the point of view of the children, which the children were great. That girl who played the Jemima, and the boy was good too, but she was really really special.
I mean, that was the only film she ever did.
Yeah, who knows what happened? Child stardom. She died
never
long
did
ago
anything.
from.
Yeah, she never did anything about that. Yeah.
No.
I'm kidding. But if we were supposed to get into the point of view of these kids, I remember feeling like there was a dominating sense of automobile love and almost like a weird fetish that kind of got in the way of it, of the story for me. And I mean, kind of cut into the middle of the point of view because, like, Jeff, as much as I agree with you, that opening was pretty cool. I remember thinking, like, that's not why those kids love this car.
There was some subtle
kids
stuff.
Have a different emotional attachment to it.
There was some subtle
There's
stuff
something
thrown in as well.
Magical.
Like the director threw in some subtle stuff, like when Chitty puts out the floats and like is able to float on water, like the colors of that, and in particular colors of the medal of the Baron later, are actually the colors of the women's suffrage movement in 1968.
Wow.
As well, there's some subtle political statements in there as well.
Pretty cool.
How about, can we just talk about the big picture issue too? That upset me at the end of it. I was like, what the fuck? When he basically tells her, I can't be with you because you're rich. And I thought it was mature. She comes back at him and says, if I said that to you, you would think I'm a snob. And I was like, good for her. Maybe this movie might be more interesting than I thought it was going to be. And then he goes home and gets rich. And now he can be with her.
But I mean, no, seriously. Don't you love a happy ending? I mean, they met last week. They went on one date. They got engaged. That's totally going to end well.
That was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not stop thinking about that too. When we come out of this fucking acid trip Roald Dahl hallucination that has taken place in their first outing together, the kids say, and then Julie and Daddy get married, and she looks at him and says, "Is that how this ends?"
Dude, it's seriously, it's a throwback to Grease too. It's like, no, you will be okay and find luck in love if you can change yourself.
I mean, forget about the messaging. Like, if you could just invent bubblegum, that makes you, for sure. But look, some of the numbers were great. All I'm saying is, if this was just the car sequences and then the kids, and then, they want the dad to buy the car for them, and he's an inventor and he finds this woman, that's enough right there. Why the grandpa goes, he gets airlifted to Bulgaria, and then the car has all of a sudden it's like, is the movie Alice in Wonderland
all over again?
Or is it just got out of control? Like all of a sudden I was like really laying a nice yellow brick road to some like fucking Emerald City, and then all of a sudden I have no idea why there's a guy who can smell children is the central character now. All of a sudden this guy's like, my nose has never let me down. I know how to sniff kids, and then he's running around looking for kids with his nose.
I mean,
and I was like,
the funniest thing is that child
here.
catcher was voted one of the scariest characters on film. I mean, Voldemort is not, but he is creepy, and he did inspire Marilyn Manson's fucking album.
I believe that.
Apparently,
that nose was
that
good.
character
The
was
nose
good.
is huge.
That was pretty cool. It was very Roald Dahl. I appreciated that. I thought a lot of performances were amazing. Like, again, I feel like they cast all these incredible, hilarious English actors.
Mary Poppins was their dress rehearsal because it was basically just Mary Poppins, this movie. Some of the songs too were basically like, this is where the place for the lost things go. It's like the same shit.
The Baron's cohorts, his little entourage were hysterical. All their little physical bits were great. He was really funny.
I mean, the Baron...
the grandpa was funny, but both of his numbers should have been cut.
The Baron...
When he gets the
Baron was Blofeld from fucking James Bond, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he was a...
The posh number.
He wasn't Blofeld, he was Goldfinger. The Baron was Goldfinger from James Bond.
That's true.
I'm not even kidding. Same actor.
Isn't that Lionel Jeffries? Isn't he the guy who wrote?
Yeah.
Right? That is Lionel Jeffries.
Potts.
Why does he call him Grandpa to his face when the children aren't in the room?
So that the audience.
The really
knows
funny thing is, like, Dick Van Dyke was 6 months older than that guy.
True. Yeah, they had a Golden Girls thing going on. Lord Scrumptious, like, seriously, like, when did they go down the rabbit hole? The car flew, and now all of a sudden, like, at least with Alice, you know when the hallucinogenics hit. Like, with this, all of a sudden they hit, and I was like, I forgot I took drugs.
I didn't know I took them. Honestly, I didn't realize I took them.
It was. I still think some of the numbers are really, really fun, and Dick Van Dyke is great.
Okay, look, and posing the original question, was it only good because I was 5?
Maybe.
I think it was still good for me. It was still good for me.
Yes,
so much of it was for me.
Like,
so much of it was for me.
Like, if you're a fan of pop culture and you want to see where half that came from, watch this film.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever watch it again as an adult. But I would definitely watch it with kids.
I will not either.
No. You mean not as an adult. You mean not with children.
Yeah, as a lone adult. I don't know if I'll ever sit down.
If I ever become a child again, I'll see it.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff, for drilling that home. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
There really was fun stuff. Watch it with your kids. It's long. So cut out about half an hour. Just skip the Bulgarian.
It was one of my wife's favorite movies. She used to watch it with her mom all the time. So we really dug it. So.
I totally get. I can see the sentimental value, and it really does. The score really does sound like Mary Poppins, not just because it's the same composers, but because they use the cut songs from Mary Poppins. I mean, it sounds exactly the same. It really, really does.
It really does. Yeah, they have a specific style.
I feel like we drummed it up enough. Should we move on?
Yeah, I think we gave it the accurate amount of both positive and critical.
Yeah, I mean, this is if you're stuck in the house and you need something to watch and the kids, this might do it.